Okay, so when we're looking at the word financial literacy, we're looking at the skills and knowledge that allow people to manage their money effectively. So people who we refer to as financially literate are able to make informed decisions about how to make their money work to try and make as much money as possible over the course of their lifetime. So when we're looking at financial literacy, it's about your understanding of how loans work, credit cards, interest, how savings accounts work, superannuation, how to budget, how to pay taxes, etc., etc. So in terms of things that we can do with our money, there sort of boils down into four main areas. You can spend it, you can save it, you can invest it, or you can donate it. So spending is the most obvious thing you can do with your money. You need to think about what you're spending on and where else it can be spent. You can save your money, so you can put it away in a safe place. You can put your money into a savings account or a term deposit. In terms of when you put your money into a savings account, banks will offer you interest on your savings accounts. Banks offer interest on savings accounts because they want customers to save with them. So banks use the money that you save to lend out to various borrowers, so in the form of things like business loans, mortgages, credit card loans. So banks make billions of dollars by charging borrowers a higher rate of interest than those who save with them. So what they do is they offer an interest rate of, for example, 3% for people who put money into savings accounts, and then they charge borrowers around 5% for when they want to borrow money from the banks. So basically, every time if the bank's got $100 billion in savings and they lend out that same $100 billion, they're going to have to pay all their people who deposit 3%, but they'll get a 5% interest from those that have borrowed from them. So they're going to make a net profit of 2%. So banks give out billions of dollars in loans and therefore make profits of billions of dollars every single year. There are many different ways to invest your money as well. So you can put your money into a savings account, but there will be other forms of investment that will suit people more than savings. So the idea of any investment is to make as much money as possible. So the reason there are so many different ways to invest money is because people all have different needs and therefore they want different things from their money. The goal of investing is to make as much money as possible, but depending on your investment, you can lose money as well. So some investments have a greater chance of losing money and therefore have a higher risk. And then generally when you put your money into risky investments, there's the possibility of a greater return. So often the higher the risk, the higher the possible return from that investment. The less risky the investment, the less likely you are to lose your money. So it looks a little bit like this. Low return, low risk, high return for most investments. The one way to reduce the risk of investing in shares is to diversify, so buying a whole range of different shares from different industries is one way that you can reduce the amount of risk on your share portfolio. Another thing you can do with your money is donate the money. So you can donate the money and give happiness to other people, and often you can find a lot of charities on the internet to donate your money to. In terms of investments, when we're looking at investments, one thing you need to be aware of is how liquid that investment is, and basically what that means is the ability to convert an asset into cash. So in terms of how long it takes for that asset that you've got to be translated into cash. So besides physical cash, savings accounts are the most liquid asset because they can be quickly turned into cash. Term deposits are less liquid because it often takes months to be able to withdraw your money. And shares are generally fairly liquid because you can get access to your money quite quickly, whereas property is a more illiquid asset because it takes a long time to sell. We're going to talk about the types of investment in the next video.